Mr. Casey, do you want to see a secret ballot vote? What do you say to the cabinet colleagues who are saying you shouldn't have one?
We should have one.
Yeah? Why?
I wish there was a mechanism for it.
Yeah.
Because I think there's an awful lot of people who aren't saying what they're hearing from their constituents.
Ballot tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
Do you think Trudeau would survive a secret ballot vote if one was held?
No.
Is there any world where Mr. Trudeau, a member of his team, could convince you that there's a way he can stay? Is there anything that they could say or do at this point to change your mind about that he maybe is not the best person for the job, given what you've heard from your constituents?
No.
Do you think there should be a secret ballot in caucus?
Oh, absolutely.
I've heard some of my colleagues talk about a secret ballot vote. I think it's a really good idea.
Hey gang, what's up? Tick, tick, tick. Trudeau, time is up. Sounds like you have some dissenting MPs amongst your caucus. They're speaking out about it. We've got it here. We also have Trudeau. And at the end of this video, we've got his Minister of Health, Mark Holland, making a total jackass of himself. He's so pompous, obnoxious, and arrogant. It's embarrassing. Each Liberal minister seems to be worse than the next. But right here in this piece, it's mostly Liberals that want a secret ballot. And I think it's because they want to get rid of their guy Trudeau. It's not to clear the air. Let's take a peek, a look, and a listen. It's wild to see, guys. Tick, tick, tick. We got to get rid of this guy Trudeau.
I don't know any party members who are excited about that. And I also would say that in terms of being a caucus member, you don't have the right to tell other caucus members what their process should be. No one individual can impose their will on the rest of caucus.
As Mark Holland stands there as the hypocrite that he is, preaching to the caucus, one member telling them what to think. And do you also think they don't just listen to Trudeau? Holland does. Oh, he's god-awful. That whole piece is at the end. In the meantime, we'll watch these Liberals that we do want to hear from.
Today we're moving forward on important legislation focused on pregnancy crisis centres to make sure that women get the right information about the services and support that they need when they're making important life choices. We're always going to be there as a government, as a party, to stand up for women's rights, for women's reproductive rights, and push back against anyone who's trying to take those rights away.
Any reaction to Mr. Blanchett's comments today? Are you still willing to negotiate with the Bloc moving forward?
Listen, over the past number of weeks, I've had some very good conversations with Mr. Blanchett. We agree as a party that we need to work on supporting vulnerable people and doing more for our seniors. It's one of the reasons why we've been so enthusiastic about delivering dental care to so many seniors across the country. And we're going to continue to look for ways to help Canadians through these difficult times and work constructively with everyone in the House.
Mr. Casey, do you want to see a secret ballot vote? What do you say to the cabinet colleagues who are saying you shouldn't have one?
We should have one.
Yeah? Why?
I wish there was a mechanism for it.
Yeah.
Because I think there's an awful lot of people who aren't saying what they're hearing from their constituents, but are motivated by something else. I think a secret ballot would allow for those people to be responsible to their constituents. It would also bring finality. I mean, if there's a secret ballot and there's a convincing majority that vote with the Prime Minister, then we would all be duty-bound to move on. And similarly, if it went the other way, I think he would be. At least we could move past this media feeding frenzy and preoccupation with internal party matters at a time when there's significant issues facing the country and an election coming up. So I think a secret ballot would be a good thing. I wish there was a mechanism for it. I hope it happens in the absence of a mechanism, but I guess we'll know tomorrow.
Has there been a formal ask?
Not to my knowledge.
But wasn't there one at the last caucus meeting? I think when an MP stood up and said and
You're
asked
not
for...
asking me to divulge what happened in caucus, are you?
Do you think Trudeau would survive a secret ballot vote if one was held?
No.
By how much?
You
seem confident with the no. How come? Where's the confidence coming from?
It's coming from my view that the people that feel compelled to show strength aren't being honest with the leader.
And would he need like a... Sorry, you were going to say something?
No.
Would he need like a simple majority to pass, or like would he need to get like 80% support.
Yeah. I mean, if we were under the Reform Act, it would be clear. We're not. So that isn't at all clear to me. And that would be part of the problem. Like, if this doesn't provide finality, well, what's the point? All we've done is given you a couple more days of headlines. That may be helpful to you. It's not helpful to us.
Is it your understanding that Andrew Bevan is going to be presenting some plans tomorrow?
I don't have any understanding of what's going to happen tomorrow.
Is there any world where Mr. Trudeau, a member of his team, could convince you that there's a way he can stay? Is there anything that they could say or do at this point to change your mind about that he maybe is not the best person for the job, given what you've heard from your constituents?
No. Take care.
Mr. Casey.
Are you in favor of a secret ballot tomorrow?
Yes, I am. The Liberal Party, we're a Democratic Party, and I think a secret ballot is important for members to be able to provide their input.
Was that promised to you?
No, I just think I've read through a number of media outlets, and a number of my colleagues have suggested this idea. And I think it's a good idea to clear the air so we can be unified as party members and support our leadership.
So are you going to ask for it? Are you going to ask for it? Or like who's with? Because I know a lot of people want it, but somebody has to stand and ask for it. So do you know that that's going to happen? Or is there
what happens in caucus stays in caucus.
That's
I'm not sure what will...
But there's no mechanism. How are you going to make this happen? There's no mechanism.
Well, it's a conversation we're having with you. I support it. You asked me if I support it. I support a secret ballot. I think it's a great...
Are you going to take steps to make it happen? Or are you going to work with colleagues to try to get the...
If colleagues ask me to make it happen, I will consider it. But I think it's important that we be able to express our opinions and be unified as members of the party and support our leadership. So I'm supportive of a secret ballot. As the Liberal Party being a democratic institution, it's something we should do so we can move forward, clear the air, and move forward.
Did you guys miss your chance? Did you guys miss your chance last week?
With?
To have the secret ballot and maybe ask Trudeau to leave, because this is what, several of you guys want?
Well, look, we have important discussions every week at caucus, as we had last week. I'm sure we will tomorrow and next week as well. So I think there's conversations being had, and we'll see what's being presented at caucus tomorrow by our caucus executive. And so I think I look forward to moving forward and fighting the Conservatives and looking forward to run and win the next election.
What do you mean cabinet members are saying they don't need a secret ballot? That it's decided. He's saying, what do you mean? These are your colleagues. They're saying we don't need one.
Yeah, I'm not aware of what cabinet ministers are saying, but I think all cabinet ministers and MPs should want to move forward and clear the air, and I think the best way to do that is to show support of our leadership, and many of our cabinet colleagues have also said that there's overwhelming support. I think that needs to be showed, and I think a secret ballot is a great way to do that so we can all move forward.
Is there a divide between cabinet and caucus on this issue? Is there a divide?
I'm not sure. I mean, I can just speak for myself. I'm not going to get into internal caucus conversations. You'll have to ask those individuals.
What are the chances a secret ballot happen? We just want to understand.
I don't know. I mean, that's our caucus executive decides the process, and I'm not sure if our caucus chair or other executive members have had this conversation or not. I'm not aware if they have or if they haven't. But I'm supportive of having one.
What's the risk if a secret ballot doesn't happen?
The risk?
That is just the secret ballot doesn't happen, that you guys are asking for the status quo, and he stays. Like, what's the risk in that?
Well, I think the risk is that these conversations could continue. I think we want to show unity within our party. I think as members of our party, folks who want to express themselves and show support for the leadership of our party, need to have a venue to be able to do that, and those who don't have that as well. And the best way to do it is to have it in a secret ballot so people can think about what the future is and how they want the future to be. And I'm supportive of it because I think the Liberal Party of Canada, as a democratic institution, should allow our members to freely be able to do what they believe in the privacy of a ballot box, and so we can move forward. I hope we can move forward with a unified approach, supporting our party and the leadership within our party, so we can get on to fighting the real opposition here, which is the Conservative Party of Canada.
Do you think Trudeau would think Trudeau would survive a secret ballot vote?
Look, I don't know what caucus members feel. I think the one way to see how caucus members feel is to allow them to do that. And I think that's a great way to get support, as many of my colleagues have stated. I think having an overwhelming majority of caucus to support you through that process really shows that caucus is united and behind our leadership.
If there were to be a secret ballot and Trudeau were to survive it, would you or other people, you know, I don't know, would the MPs that have signed the documents, would they move on, or would just keep on going?
I think if you have the overwhelming support of caucus, you have to move on. You have to be unified as a caucus. I'm a member of the Liberal Party of Canada. I ran in the last election under our party's leadership, under our party's banner. I'm running again. I'm one of those MPs who are nominated to run again, and I'm looking forward to fight the next election.
Do you think it's possible to turn the page without having a secret ballot, or it's really
it's an important mechanism to hear caucus members and get their support through that process, and I think that will clear the air and give us an opportunity to move forward. I will accept the results of caucus members. You know, if we go that route, I will be happy to support everybody in our caucus like I've done so. But I think having that mechanism is important, and that's what we should be looking at doing.
Do you know how you would vote if such a secret ballot would happen?
Well, it's a secret ballot. I don't think we ask members of our public how they vote. I think we should let members vote their conscience through that process, and so we can move forward. And I think that's something that I support, and I hope other caucus members do, because I think it's the best way to put this behind us so we can move forward.
Do you think the Prime Minister took enough time to reflect before deciding he's going to stay?
I'm not going to comment on what the Prime Minister did. He's got a busy schedule. He thinks about these things every day, and he's thinking the future of our party and our country when he makes these decisions. I think the secret ballot is one mechanism to help him think about the future and what his colleagues are also thinking, and getting clear input from them and letting them vote their conscience through that process.
Your colleague Wayne Long said that Trudeau has a group of insiders that are maybe not telling him the truth right now. Do you agree with that?
I'm not sure who those insiders would be or not. I hope the leadership of our party takes input from the people who work around them, but also caucus members. And I'm one of those caucus members who, in caucus, over time has spoken up on many different issues, and I'm not afraid to do so, and I know my input's been taken into consideration.
Then why the need for secrecy then? If caucus has the opportunity to stand up and tell the Prime Minister what does he think, why need secrecy?
Caucus is about caucus. The conversations we have in caucus are important. We keep them in caucus. And so that's something that I respect. I respect the opinions of my caucus members to have open and frank conversations directly in caucus.
Are you saying that some people don't feel comfortable, or they don't want to put their name to their concern?
I think a lot of people have frequently speak their minds in caucus. But I'm one who does on a regular basis, and I'm going to continue to do so on the issues that are important for me, my constituents, and I believe for our country, to move our country forward.
What's your message tomorrow going to be?
I don't know. That's something I'm going to reflect on throughout the day and overnight, and see what's being discussed at caucus tomorrow.
Thank you.
I've heard some of my colleagues talk about the secret ballot vote. I think it's a really good idea.
Why?
Because I think...
Feel free to wait until this is fine. Yeah, feel free to just wait. Okay, I think you're good.
It's a good excuse to collect my thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, I think caucus unity is really important. We've heard expressed that the vast majority of caucus is behind our leader. I think we really need to settle this once and for all. And I think that the best pathway is to have a secret ballot and really resolve the question, so we can really get on with what's important for Canadians.
What do you make a cabinet minister saying this matter's already settled? He's saying he is the majority of caucus. What more is there to do?
Well, I don't think that's reflected in what I'm hearing from caucus colleagues. I think, again, I don't think this is really going to go away until we can definitively send it away by having a caucus vote on it.
Do you intend to speak about it tomorrow at caucus to ask for that secret ballot? Or?
I will be. I won't actually have an opportunity tomorrow.
Why not?
to speak.
Sorry.
just for various reasons. I happen to be going home today to attend to some constituency matters. So,
do you believe that the Liberals can win? You can win with Trudeau as the Liberal leader in the next election?
I think the odds are not looking good at this moment. I think what we really need is either a new vision to present to Canadians, and I'll be very interested in seeing what that vision looks like tomorrow. But I think that if we're not unified, we also will not have the chance that we should have to really offer a very solid vision for Canadians so that we can prevent a Conservative government from taking power.
How do you respond then to ministers today saying the case is closed, we're moving on, we don't need a secret ballot?
Well, in my mind, from what I'm hearing, the case isn't closed yet. I think we do need to close the case. We need to have a secret ballot and move on.
Okay, and are you expecting the Prime Minister to respond to that tomorrow in caucus? Like, I know that was asked in caucus last week. Are you expecting him to address that in caucus tomorrow? Are you wanting to hear the answer from him, essentially?
I expect he will be addressing that question tomorrow. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Do you think there should be a secret ballot in caucus?
Oh, absolutely. I do.
And what do you make of ministers saying today there should...
Un instant, on va
Oh, sorry.
fois, OK, j'adore.
Bring of your colleagues that say this matter about Trudeau's leadership won't be settled until there's a secret ballot.
Well, I mean, everybody's got an opinion. That's what makes our party great. That's what makes democracy great. Our job always in government is to build consensus and to build towards getting people on the same page. And that includes in our own party. So everybody's going to make their own choice. I've made mine. The Prime Minister has my full and total confidence. I think he's absolutely the right person to lead the country.
Because your colleagues are saying you're not going to be moving past this until members get a secret ballot vote and they can actually say what they think about his leadership.
There's the fact that a handful of members want something. There's lots of things I want in life I don't get. With all due respect, they don't get to dictate to the rest of caucus, nor to the party. Our party selects a leader through a process that's approved by our convention and constitution. And the idea that a couple of members of caucus can override our convention or our constitution, I don't know any party members who are excited about that. And I also would say that in terms of being a caucus member, you don't have the right to tell other caucus members what their process should be. No one individual can impose their will on the rest of caucus.
But we're talking about like 20,
Can you clarify though, I mean, do you believe that a vast majority of caucus supports the Prime Minister?
Absolutely.
So why not have a vote then?
Because it isn't. Because first of all,
proven, then what is?
Well, look, I can understand. Well, the problem is it's not how we select our leader, and it's a complete misunderstanding. Like in the UK, I believe they still choose their leader by voting of caucus. It's our party members who get to choose our leader. That's in our constitution. I'm a party member. I joined this party when I was 12 years old. No, but their caucus has the power to do that. Our caucus has never done that. And I can tell you that I am, as a person who joined the party at 12, who voted, in my first party processes before I was allowed to vote in a general election. I take the Constitution and rules of our party very, very seriously. And the idea that a few members can override our Constitution and override our processes, to me, I don't know what they're getting at. If they want to go to the convention and change the rules about how we select a party leader, then they're free to do that. But they are not the Liberal Party. The Liberal Party is its members. The Liberal Party chooses its process. The Liberal Party has a biannual convention where it determines its constitution. None of us have the ability to override that constitution and choose a different process.
Okay, thank you, Minister.
It might seem to me that most of the chairs of the committee that are Liberals are the 24 Liberals that want a secret ballot or at least want change. They've got to deal with this stuff in committee, the consequences of Trudeau's actions, and it's got to be an unpleasant experience. My name's Aaron. This is Canadian Looney. Is Trudeau's time up? I hope so. Tick, tick, tick. Like and subscribe, share, get notified. We do live shows here all the time. Come and check out one of those. Check out our chat room. That's it. We're going to wrap this up right here. We're out for now. Thank you for watching this video. Catch you next time. Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.
Oh, yeah.